kọjá.
àti wà ní 5 minutes àti owó tí ìyá lọ́nà.
kúrò bóyá àgbà.
torí owó kan mo ṣe wá.
dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. abẹ́jà dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. owó ẹ̀ gbàdá.
owó kan mo wá padà dé o.
owó kan ló wájà lóṣù wá bí ní àtàtẹ̀wò tí ì rí ìyá mi.
Daddy, 8 billion lele 10k mo kó fún yàrá náà.
Ó yẹ lánàá pé ìtàsán lórí báyìí.
Ó
yẹ lẹ́nu, mo ti yà náà nìyẹn.
Ó Daddy, ìyá náà lele.
Kúrò ní mo gẹ́ ọ̀dúró mi.
Ìyá náà lele.
Ó fẹ́ tẹ́ generation.
This kid was performed by Woli Agba.
32 FM 94.9. The joy of a great nation rests on the shoulders of a radio station.
Camera action. Drop it. Your music.
32 FM 94.9.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for starting your day with us on 32 FM 94.9. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. Welcome to Break of Dawn newspaper review. We have our analyst in the studio. When it's time, we bring him in. And this morning I have Daily Post, the Punch newspaper, and the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
And I have me, the Guardian newspaper, Premium Times, and The Nation. My name is GBEMISOla. SOYEMI. You can join us live on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan.
Front headlines from Daily Post newspaper: Middle Belt's not part of Biafra. The supported Nigeria during civil war. BNL, NNPC, EFCC, DSS, others go after oil thieves, smugglers. Food prices. Ekiti Assembly molds Consumer Protection Bill. Others. We will review work from home policy soon. Federal government, NDDC board don't renege on June deadline. IYC wants Akpabio. Federal government signed petition in circulation to seek referendum for Yoruba Nation. Professor Akintoye. Senate approves University of Medicine Abeokuta. NSAS baby born in Ondo prison christened gets scholarship. Court order service on Terence Kwanom for linking Yushab Shuaib with terrorists. Rotom tasks journalists on reportage of humanitarian crisis in Benue as farmers turn IDPs. Lawyers drags RMAFC governors to court over financial autonomy for judiciary. Army replies Gumi's allegations of Nigerian military supporting bandits. There is no justification to remain in presidential villa. Pangboshe tackles Buhari, and court sets dates to deliver judgments in suit seeking to stop appointment of judges. Boko Haram, ISWAP will fade. Other terrorist group will rise. Permits Ayodele to Buhari, COAS.
I'll take headlines from the Guardian newspaper. FS Pike as aviation fuel nears 300 naira per litre at airports. Beware of debt distress. Okonjo-Iweala, Adesina warn African leaders. EFCC rearranges 3 FIRS directors, 6 others over alleged 4.5 billion naira fraud. Presidency distances self from media proposed bills amendment, says Malami studying ruling on Twitter ban. Also this morning, Ubani writes AGF demands enforcement of verdict on National Assembly jumbo salary. Oshibajo, okay, I'll take this one. Ariwa leaders vow to oppose Nigeria's breakup. Senate, FCDA trade words over leaking National Assembly roof. Also from the Guardian newspaper, decision on work from home order for review soon. That's coming from the SG. And Onoche is a British citizen, cannot be INEC commissioner in Nigeria. CSOs tells National Assembly. Alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud. Court fixes July 2 for urges of Carlos retrial. Lai Mohammed insists Nigeria's suspension of Twitter is legal. And finally from here, Buhari to get NDDC forensic audit report July.
From Punch newspaper this morning, adamant minister stops FIIRO DJ's appointment over demoted officer. Man kills aunt, severes head, buries body in Cross River shallow grave. Ex-FIRS officials rearranged over 4 billion naira for tours not performed. Gumi knocks army as 200 killed in Zamfara despite Buhari's no-fly zone. Why Assembly approves Sanwo-Olu's 85 billion naira bond request. Lawmaker. Abuja Private Varsity opts for virtual learning as abductions rise. Court to rule on stoppage of Kalu's retrial July 2. And club calls for philanthropy, community development. More headlines from Punch newspaper. Ekiti Assembly moves to halt rising prices. Lagos tasks public servants on innovation, creativity. Respects human rights, IG tells policemen. Lawyers sues federal government, 36 states over judiciary autonomy. NDDC forensic audit ready for Buhari July, Akpabio. Criminal sponsors media attacks against Rivers curfew, Wike. NIN uncovers 500,000 fake UTME candidates, says JAMB. And from here again, police order vigilantes to register, plan training. Hunter, vigilantes protected Igongo Ibarapa from more attacks. Makinde and Buhari hosts Northern governors over rights and insecurity. Those are headlines from the Punch newspaper.
And moving on to Premium Times, Anambra 2021, former CBN Governor Soludo wins APGA governorship primary. Ministries of Information, Police, others fail to account for public funds. Senate. More than a year after abrupt cancellation, UNILAG set to hold 51st convocation. NLC threatens fresh strike in Kaduna State. $500,000 bribery, why judge believed Femi Otedola rejected Farouk Lawan's testimony. Also, Boko Haram, Canada provides $27 million support for vulnerable populations in Nigeria. EFCC rearranges 3 FIRS directors, 6 others for 4.5 billion naira fraud. PDP suspends Senator Nwabushi. Also, proposed media bills are draconian, ill-advised Nigerian editors. Alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud, court fixes date for Kalu's application against retrial. Why we are returning IDPs home despite continued security challenges. That's coming from the Borno State Governor. And one or two more from here. Suspected robbers involved in road crash after committing crime. Lawyer sues federal government, 36 state governments, others over judiciary's financial autonomy.
I take headlines from the Vanguard newspaper now. Federal government's meeting with Twitter should have been much earlier. Falana. And breaking, Soludo wins APGA ticket for November 6 poll. Federal government discloses 11 million Nigerians benefited from $415 million World Bank supported CSDP. 2023 presidential race, why Bala Mohammed is best bet for PDP. That's an opinion right up there. And supporting manufacturing for national empowerment. Nigeria at the crossroads and its political odyssey. Court jails 2 men to 3 months in correctional center for breach of trust. Security challenges. Matawale briefs President Buhari, Lord Security Agencies. 2023, is Nigeria ready for a woman president? Court remands 64-year-old man for allegedly raping stepmom. And Onoche as INEC commissioner, Buhari is debasing Nigeria's electoral system and fighting illicit financial flows way forward. Finally from here, Nasarawa Assembly backs Governor Sule on transparency, accountability.
The Nation newspaper, Buhari has no hand in move to amend NPC-NBC Act, says presidency. Also, National Assembly overdue for rehabilitation, says Lawan. AMCON takes over Senator Buhari's houses for 600 million naira loan default, I beg your pardon. Enough of comments emboldening bandits, army wants Gumi. Also, alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud, EFCC urges courts to reject Kalu's bid to stop his retrial. From the Nation newspaper as well, NYSC probes 1,000 core members' accounts over unethical practices. Soludo wins Anambra APGA governorship ticket. New security strategies working, say Bagudu and Matawali. Also, Delta PDP suspends Senator Nwoboshi. And finally, from here, Buhari to receive NDDC forensic audit reports before July 31st, says Akpabio.
We have the time coming up to 10 minutes past 6. We'll take a break for some messages. When we come back, we'll bring in the analyst. That's Dr. Olu Ojedokun. Good morning. Thank you so much for staying with us.
Guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this, eh?
I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM.
I carry and give Shade yesterday, but you know they use them again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus gift landlord picking. Now today you go pack out.
On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Ogonga will full on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions, Joe.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
ShopRite's Big Red Carnival is back. And this year, we're big on low prices, big on savings, with great deals on products like 6 475-gram bar pasta spaghetti for 1,599 naira 99 kobo, and 2 Nestle 900-gram Golden Mon cereal packs at 2,999 naira 99 kobo.
Plus, you could stand to win 50% off your grocery shopping. Simply buy 3 participating products to qualify with ShopRite's Big Red Carnival. T's and C's apply.
All prices valid till the 27th of June 2021. ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust always.
As a child, I already know what I will become. As a kid, I already know that I am a star. As young as I am, every child dream is valid with Adron Homes.
Yes, with Adron Homes Young Landlord products, every child can become a landlord today. Buy a plot of land for your child and enjoy up to 20, 40 or 50% discount with 6 to 36 months payment plan. That's not all. You get lots of free giveaways like school bags, provisions, free meal voucher at The Place Restaurant, Domino's or Chicken Republic, and many more freebies. For more inquiries, call these numbers
08167552420 or 09020475116.
Every child dream is valid with Adron Homes.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́ ó ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
32 FM
94.9.
32FM 949, Dugbe Ibadan. Thank you so much for staying with us. Don't forget we're live on YouTube, 32FM 949 Ibadan. My name is DELE ADEYANJU once again.
And my name is GBEMISOLA SOYEMI.
Dr. Olu Ojedokun joins us in the studio.
Yes, top of the day to you. Good morning.
Morning to you, Doctor. All right, let's get to the papers. I'll take this one from. I'll take this one from the Guardian newspaper. The Senate yesterday blamed the Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCDA) for not renovating the National Assembly complex since it was built. The FCDA in turn blamed the Federal Executive Council for the delay in awarding a contract for rehabilitating the roof of the complex. This drama is coming following a report on Tuesday about some leaking roof that did not allow the senators to start plenary on time. And, we saw pictures of people trying to salvage the situation, carrying packers and buckets here and there, mopping sticks and all, to make sure that everything is in order. Now, everybody's shifting blames. Who should we blame? Is it the Federal Executive Council, as the FCDA said, or the National Assembly, or who do we even put the president?
Well, I think leaking is an understatement. I think there was a deluge. I mean, it was quite clear from that. But what is very clear, even before we go to the blame game, is that when you have a dome-like roof or when you have flat roof, you have to maintain it on a regular basis, annually, at least at the very minimum. So it's rather unfortunate that it hasn't been maintained. It's a 27-year-old building, and you would have expected it annually. I would blame, of course, those that are administering the assembly itself. They should have made the necessary noises, raised the necessary invoices, and then you have to ask the question, all the money that goes to National Assembly on an annual basis for maintenance and so on and so forth, what's going on? I would have thought that even the roof, maintaining the roof, comes under maintenance. We had about the 27 billion, which was later cut down, I think, to about 9 billion or so. What precisely was that money used for? Was it used for some other things or other maintenance? Because the building is a large complex, so it's not only the roof that needs maintenance. So I think blame game will not do. The National Assembly has, the ability, you understand, to pass the budget, in fact, and to, because of their influence, even to go to the president and to suggest to the president that this is what is happening. So somebody somewhere hasn't communicated with the presidency or hasn't communicated with the FCT, the Federal Capital Territory. But the blame game will not work. I think what needs to happen now is that the budget needs to be accessed and the renovation needs to occur. Or if that place is unfit for them to use, then they should move to the conference center somewhere. They don't need a grand place to be able to meet and to make law. All they just need is just a hall of some sort, where they can deliberate and where they can come up with decisions that make sense. After all, many people will suggest that most of them don't spend their time in the National Assembly. They spend very little time there, and so people are rather not concerned. In fact, people will say rather than spend money renovating, they should spend money on other things. But of course, we must have an edifice which is worthy of a National Assembly.
Just this last year, there was, I remember, there was some 37 billion naira that was allotted, or should I say allocated to the National Assembly for rehabilitation. 37 billion naira, and of course the Senate, the House, the National Assembly was saying it was justified and all of that. And sometime last year too, there was some huge amount of money that was released for them to. They said they were going to digitalize the National Assembly, and all we saw was just the installation of new set of microphones. We felt they were going to maybe have systems in front of them so that you don't have to use paperworks all the time. But all we saw was just microphones being fixed on the tables and just some minor adjustments. And you wonder, this huge amounts of money, where do they go every year?
Well, first and foremost, some might suggest that there are inflationary pressures, so that's why the money seems huge. It's not actually that huge. But if you go behind that, you see that it's a smoke screen. Procurement has always been a means of all kinds of shenanigans in Nigeria. And I think, unfortunately, our oversight is not working, because every procurement that must be made, there should be oversight, there should be accountability, there should be reports, there should be monitoring. And unfortunately, I think that's where we fall down. So it's not as if the money is not budgeted for or is not allocated. A lot of times, the monetary is not there. But we also must make a distinction between what is budgeted for and what is accessed. Because sometimes you have budget based on projections, and the budget falls short. And so what is released is actually quite low. And budget is also subject to people actually claiming. If you don't claim, for instance, you're entitled to some money for certain things and you don't claim, it's possible that money is not spent. But the news will be that money was budgeted for. But what we know for certain was that 9 billion last year, was the money which they said was released. We don't know what the 9 billion was used for. And we're still waiting to know the exact details.
But Doctor, must we wait for 27 years before we carry out the first maintenance on any edifice?
Absolutely not. I think maintenance should be something which is annual, something which is done on a regular basis. Unfortunately, what happens in Nigeria is that when you look at the budget, instead of the annual maintenance, they're actually going for changing furniture every year. And you know that those furnitures are not being changed. It's just a means for people to, embezzle from that point of view. So I think National Assembly, the first thing for National Assembly is to have a working maintenance department, works department, because that's a complex, it's huge. And so you must have a director of works, you must have somebody who has responsibility. From what the discussions have been going on, it may well exist, but from the discussions, from the publication, it doesn't appear as if they have a works or a maintenance department. It should be that department which has executive authority, which oversees maintenance, repairs, and things like that. You see, so that somebody can be held responsible, because the Senate President, for all you know, or the Speaker of the House of Reps, are so busy with the other things that they may not be able to get involved in the nitty-gritty of the actual day-to-day management. That's the civil service.
Let's not forget that the staff of this complex of the National Assembly, sometimes they come out to protest and ask for some wages or some bills or some allowances and all that.
Yes, because the priority of allowances and the priority of wages has always been with the senators and with the House of Reps, to the neglect in many instances to their workers. And of course, these people see the opulence and they see the humongous allowances that their principals are. And I think a lot of them feel they're justified in coming out because they don't see equity at all in respect of the payments that have been received. Having said that, I think the whole charade of getting humongous allowances and so on is going to come to an end because the court's decision, and the court decision said the only amount of money they're entitled to receive are those that are authorized by the relevant revenue and mobilization allocation committee or commission rather that they don't have the power to award themselves salaries or allowances as the case might be.
All right, in other news, Dr. Jadokun, food prices have gone so high, so up, and sometimes it becomes unaffordable. But if we look at some staple foods like gari and the other ones that are not imported, I don't know, we can't explain why the price keeps going up. And now the Ekiti State Assembly has constituted, they have passed two bills at the House Plenary on Tuesday. And the bills are the Ekiti State Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene Sector Bill. And another bill seeking to check the extortionate activities of traders and suppliers of goods in that state. Now, I'm looking at the trading, especially on food prices. All this food come from the farms, but why do they come out and they become so exorbitant? Why do we have to buy gari at 800 or 1,000? I don't know how much it's sold now. It used to be 250, 400, 200, 300. It's ours. It's not from US. It's not from anywhere far.
Well, I'm not aware that prices have gone up astronomically. Those of us that
You're not
patronize restaurants and so on may not be very much aware. But on a more serious note, there's an economic problem here. When too many people are chasing too few goods, then what tends to go up is that inflation sets in. But I think it's also beyond that. We have food insecurity in Nigeria, where some of our items, which are on farms, are unable to get to the market. A lot of items are unable to get to the market. Why? Because they're herdsmen, or whatever you call them, you understand, attacking those farms, destroyed those farms, affected the harvest. So I think that's part of the problem. But also another part of the problem, really, is the entire economic policy of the government, which is unstable and which is insecure. And the policy which means that the Naira continues to rise. And you ask the question, the fact that the Naira is being devalued, not rise, devalued, and dollar is going up, what has it got to do with Gary? It has something to do with it.
How?
Well, because these Gary sellers, or these yam sellers, you understand, they also go to the market, you understand. They also spend. And so when their own cost of living goes up, what they seek to do is they seek to recoup. And the only way they seek to recoup is by adding it onto their own products which are locally produced there and come from here. So they add on to it. And I think that's what, so there's a knock-on effect. I think it's a cascading effect that comes from the devaluation of the naira, ultimately affects products, not just the food items, but everything in its entirety.
So is that why a sachet of water is now 20 naira?
Well, I would imagine that's why it is, you understand. You may not be able to justify it, but apart from that, you must also ask yourself the fundamental question. How many things do we produce in this country? Okay, maybe we produce the water, but do we produce even the sachet? You understand? That's the question.
The nylon is important.
Yeah, you see. So all those things, have an impact. So the water itself is a fixed price. It's fixed in terms of price. But what of the thing that encases the water or that you use as a sachet? And so there's so many other things. And until this government gets this economic policy right, I'll tell you another thing. The government wants to lift 100 million people out of poverty. But yet, these 100 million people that depend on Twitter, if I may say that, no longer have access to Twitter. And so their business opportunities, their ability to connect, to network, and so on and so forth is diminished. Therefore, our GDP and our economy is being contracted. You understand? So some of the government policies and some of the decisions they make are not consistent with the ambition of the government. And I hope they will realize this after a while. Twitter is meeting with the minister, so maybe they will resolve it. Who knows?
All right. And this kind of bill proposed by the State House of Assembly to check the extortion of consumers by suppliers and traders, isn't it something that the whole of the country should look at instead of of course we know that every state's House of Assembly also have their own responsibility, which is of course within the confines of their state they should be able to at least make life easy for citizens. But what about the country at large?
I'm not even sure it will work because we don't have a control command and control economy. We're not a socialist economy. We have free market. So, of course, they can look at some things. They can try to tinker with something. But trade boards or control boards or price controls can't really work, you understand. And the military tried it, you understand, for some time. Even under the military period, it didn't work, So how will it work under a democracy? Well, some might argue that there's not much of a difference. But you must commend the Ekiti state government and you must ask other state governments to look at similar policies. It's worth trying, but I doubt whether it will work. But I think anything that the government does to make life better, to make life easier, to make life more affordable, I think it's worth trying, even if it doesn't succeed. I think it's worth a try.
The other time, I think last year, there was a problem with feed mills and raising chicken and all that. In fact, last December, the price of chicken was so high, and everything boils down to maize that couldn't be imported and all that, and the few that was made from Nigeria could not get anywhere. Now, is our problem importation, or do we allow free importation, or do we depend on homegrown maize and other products like rice and all that? Because I'm aware that we still have imported rice in the markets.
They're not supposed to, because we have controls over importation. There are some things which are banned, of course. Rice is not supposed to be imported.
Well, now, what difference does it make?
Well, sometimes it doesn't, because it's a large-scale smuggling exercise. We have borders in Idio-Iroko, but go to large parts of the northern part of Nigeria, the borders don't exist. They simply don't exist. I saw one border post, and it wasn't really a border post, it was just a gutter, a drainage. You understand? You cross over the drainage and you're back into Niger. You're telling me that if somebody wants to bring rice into Nigeria, they're going to have a problem. No, they're not going to have a problem. And I think that's part of the problem. So our controls at the borders are not working. So even when we put controls and say rice should not be imported, we really don't succeed there. But having said that again, because a lot of our stuff comes from abroad, our prices are not determined by what happens here. Our prices are determined by the exchange rates. When the exchange rates go high, of course our prices go high. Look at Tokumbo, for instance. The Tokumbo has gone up. I believe so.
Tokumbo laptops?
No, talking about cars.
Cars, okay.
Yeah, you used to be able to get a Camry for, well, Camry is going out of use, but you used to get a Camry for about 900,000, 1 million, 1.2. Yeah. I doubt if you would. Even a Corolla 1.5. I doubt if you can now. You're looking at 2 million and above. And that's affected by prices like the exchange rate. And of course, that cascades into the entire Nigerian economy.
All right, let's go for another break. We'll be back to take more stories.
iléeṣẹ́ Novesola wọ́n ní kí n sọ fún ọ pé tòjò tẹ̀rùn gbogbo àkókò ńlẹ̀ dá ádámà nílò náà yàtọ̀ sí náà dògán tá a fi ń sun bọ̀ọ̀lì lábà oko àgàgà iná sólà tó ń gbàgbára láti inú òrùn tó bá gbọ́ Novel sólà ní ó tẹ̀lé iléeṣẹ́ Novesola wọ́n ti wà ní sẹpẹ́ fún pèsè àwọn èròjà sólà lẹ́lẹ́kàǹkà inverter solar panels and batteries solar kit láti tanná láti charge battery gbọ́ rédíò kọrin jẹ̀gbádùn àti láti tanná ẹlẹ́yin bíi méjì sí mẹ́ta solar fan tó ń gbé fan láti tanná sùn dẹ́kun ẹ̀fọn amára níní ṣokùnfà àìsàn ibà solar floodlight fàyíká ilégbèé àtòpópónà fúnṣẹ́ ìmọ́lẹ̀ solar freezer láti ṣe nǹkan jíjẹ mímu lọ́jọ́sí kómi síta fóníbàárà solar CCTV camera ẹlẹ́yinjú àsáfà àbò nílé iṣẹ́ àtọ́fíìsì solar water heater tí somi tútù di gbígbóná solar water pump tó lè fami gòkè ní kànga energy saving appliances DC bulb DC TV DC fan tó ń gbàgbára náà sára bẹ́ẹ̀ làkànṣe solar product wà fún dókítà lecturers farmers tailor àtàwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù káríkárí Novesola kan náà ló kájú ẹ̀ kàn sí wọn bó rajà lólùléeṣẹ́ wọn tó wà ní Akíndélé plaza ìdójúkọ Adámọ̀sìngbà stadium Mọ́kọ́lá Ìbàdàn tàbí lẹ́ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó bá súnmọ́
081-8776-6005.
Novesola ló mójútó solar.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life.
Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
Power oil sachet, 17 naira. Only 17 naira. I said power oil sachet now. 17 naira. Only 17 naira. I'm gonna get cooking oil now.
For a healthy family.
Looking beautiful day and night with one click. AI selfie with the pictures on flick. Full high definition with a large screen. Infinix, no tag. Top speed with a Helio G95. Super speed where they make you satisfied. Walk and play, everything is okay. Infinix Note 10, 10/10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix Note 10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix Note 10, beauty mix strength.
Enjoy super-fast processor with the new Infinix Note 10 with Helio G95 speed, especially for better gaming experience. And a 6.95-inch FHD screen for wider viewing pleasures. Infinix Note 10 meets beauty with strength.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, welcome back. We have this report here, signed petition in circulation to seek referendum for Yoruba Nation, Professor Akintoye. The leader of the umbrella body of Yoruba self-determination groups, Ilana Modua, Emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye, has called on Yorubas home and abroad to sign the petition in circulation seeking a referendum for seeking secession. The petition is in order to aid the agitation for Yoruba Nation before the Nigerian government and international bodies.
Well, all this is just a moral persuasion. In terms of strategy, there's nothing in the Nigerian constitution that allows referenda at any point in time. So, of course, it will just be a moral position. It will just be political persuasion rather than having any legal effect. And I think what Professor Banji Akintoye, who was a senator in the Second Republic, is trying to achieve is to put pressure, maximal pressure on the government, international pressure on the government, and make it also sustainable for the government not to consider the demands of the Yoruba people as it were. But constitutionally, there is no place, there is no provision for referendum until it's amended. Who knows? The constitution may be amended to provide opportunity for referendum or referenda, as the case might be, and then we'll see where we are. But I think the fact that people like Professor Banja Akintoye is supporting that indicates how far the intelligentsia, the elite, the Yoruba elite, at least some of them have moved. There's some of them who believed in the indissolubility, the indivisibility of the Nigerian entity, but many of them have changed their minds because they feel that the Nigeria of their dreams, the Nigeria of their hopes, is not what we're presently realizing. And I think more importantly, under this government, more crucially rather, under this government, those fissures, those fractures have emerged because this government hasn't done enough to manage it. So that's part of the issue why you are them wanting to have a referendum on the Yoruba self-determination.
Does Professor Wole Soyinka still believe in Nigeria?
I'm not certain that he doesn't. I'm not certain that he does not believe in Nigeria, but his ambivalence. What's the word? To be ambivalent, yes. So I think that's his position. I think what he wants is good governance, but if you listen to what he said, he's basically refused to engage with the issue of Nigeria because it brings him so much frustration. And so he decides to engage himself in more creative ventures from that point of view. And there are a lot of people who would rather not speak on Nigeria anymore and just within their space make the difference they can make within their space. Many of the elite just feel that we don't have the best of governance. And there's no guarantee that come 2023, we would have the best of governance. Because if you look at the people that are jostling to be in government, the same issues that we criticized Muhammadu Buhari for, some may also look at them and say they have their own warts, and warts means their own inadequacies, either ill health or even in terms of their policies not being long-term enough. We can't have men in their 70s and their 80s going for the top post when you have young, vibrant men all over the country who have ideas, who have innovation, who can move this country forward. But they will never get there.
What if the young, vibrant people don't have their voter card, not to talk of registering to contest for political positions?
Well, the old Nigerian electoral system is skewed against the youth because in places like Britain and other developed worlds, registration is a continual exercise. The day you become 18, you automatically get onto the registration unit because every house anyway has access to, every house is mapped out, every house is enumerated. But we don't have that in this country. And so for a lot of young people are hustling, that's the word, to go and queue under the sun somewhere and register. Many of them don't see enough justification. And some will say that even NSAS has even further moved them back. So most of Nigerian youths, what they're thinking about, or some of Nigerian youths, they're investing their time and efforts and their money now to leave the country and leave the scene of the country, which is rather unfortunate. I think whilst they are investing their time leaving the country, it's their right. I think at the same time they should also invest their time, getting a voter's card. So at least they have plan B. Let the voter's card be their plan B, even if leaving the country is their plan A.
Shouldn't it be plan A?
Well, what of if at 18 there is a regulation that an 18-year-old should have his or her BVN, NIN, voter card, and all the necessary security cards rolled into one at 18? Because we don't have a proper database for that.
Yes. I think once we have an NIN anyway, NIN is supposed to capture detail on every Nigerian. And I think, and I've said it before, that NIN should be equated with voter's card. In England and all those places, you don't need no voter's card. Once your name is on the database and so on and so forth, on that basis, you're able to go and vote. They check, what's your name? Oh, my name is Oluwajedikun. Oh, what's your address? They check the address, you understand? Very few times they ask for ID, but if they ask for ID, if you're able to verify, you go and vote. So this NIN should be linked, you understand? So something should be made portable, so that if I move to Cardinal, if I move to Sambisa Forest, you understand?
Remains.
Yes, I can vote from anywhere, wherever I am.
So the others are just duplication of...
Absolutely.
Of identity.
Yes, they are. I mean, I was one of those who questioned why we needed NIN when we could have converted the BVN, you understand, and just added onto it, from that point of view. But as we've said before, Nigeria, procurement is the order of the day because it's from procurement that you're able to do all kinds of funny, illicit business, as it were.
I'm going back to the conversation around the Nigerian youth and how, majority of some are thinking about how to get out of the country.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about youths getting into politics. Is the political space in Nigeria even willing to absorb them?
Well, the political space in Nigeria has no choice. Why do I say I have no choice? Because many of these people are dying out anyway, by natural wastage, as it were, if you use that kind of expression. So I think there is vacuum anyway. And nature abhors vacuum. So even if the political space doesn't want to, eventually it has to give way. Not
so
because
should we wait until then?
Well, some will say we'll wait until then, but I don't think a lot of youths are waiting anyway. A lot of youths are making their decision, and their decision is to get out of this country. And that's why we have the brightest and the best. And that's the fortunate thing for Nigeria. The brightest and the best are going out. You know what used to happen during my time? I'm not sure you were around during that time. The people that used to go to America and England were the failures in the society. That's what it used to be. Initially, it was the brightest that went, you understand, when we had little schools. And then in the 70s and the 80s, those that actually went to the US, and in England in some cases, are those who couldn't make it here. You understand, couldn't pass WAEC, but their fathers had a bit of money, so they sent them to go and do remedial and to get into university. But today, you understand, the brightest and the best are running away, and the people left behind are those who don't have a choice but just slum it in this country, which is rather unfortunate. I think there should be a choice. If you want to go abroad, you can go abroad, but the choice should not be forced upon you because there's inadequate education, infrastructure, and because the government doesn't care. People feel that the government of Nigeria doesn't care about them. People feel that if they stay here, that the government will kill them. You know, when I mean kill them, I don't mean go into their houses and shoot them, but I mean kill them by their policies. Systemic failure. Yes, that's what I mean, to be precise.
All right, before we open the phone lines, presidency distances self from media, proposed bill's amendment, says Malami, studying ruling on Twitter ban. The presidency has warned against being dragged into the war of attrition, greeting the move by the National Assembly to amend the Nigerian Press Council and National Broadcasting Commission Act. It spoke following the condemnations by relevant stakeholders of alleged attempts to muzzle the press. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, maintained that the initiative was completely outside the presidency's purview, noting that the matter was a government thing which only the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, could adequately address.
Well, I really don't understand that, because this same Lai Mohammed has been going around as the chief advocate and chief apostle of the amendment. He had a press conference the other day. So I don't understand where Femi Adesina is coming from. Maybe I misread or misheard the story. What is quite clear is that the government is intent on regulating the press. How the regulation comes about is another matter entirely. And I can assure you, from what we know, you understand, it appears the government has been behind this bill, even if they didn't initiate it. If the government is now backtracking and say they know nothing about it, you understand, then that's a different matter entirely. Then maybe, you understand, the bill will collapse in a heap of contradictions as has been demonstrated. But it's quite clear that some people have been saying that this government is moving towards Decree 4, the time of DELE Tunde Thompson and Nduka Irabo, two journalists who were jailed because the government felt that their reporting was less than accurate, even though F.R.A. Williams then said that the report was materially and particularly correct. They just got maybe one minor detail wrong, and they were sent to jail. And some of us have been arguing that the regulation of the press, yes, is being regulated by the laws of libel and the laws of defamation. And if anybody feels that fake news is being a victim of fake news, take them to court and sue them, you know, rather than to have some real government regulation which fines 10 million and all that kind of, you know, draconian stuff that is hallmark of a state, of a tyrannical state.
Now, Femi Adesina said the initiative is outside the presidency's purview, but that it is Lai Mohammed. It's a government thing. Now, let's take note of all that. It's outside the purview of the presidency. It's a government thing, and only Lai Mohammed can handle or can address the situation. Who is Lai Mohammed representing?
Of course, it's the executive. He's an appointee of the executive. He's an appointee of the president. He acts at the direction and at beck and call of the Nigerian president. So as far as I'm concerned, that's tautology. As far as I'm concerned, sophistry may be the appropriate word. It's just been, that is sophistry. Femi Adesina, in my view, should know better. It's a government initiative. The government backs it. The government wants it. And the government desires it. It's been demonstrated.
Claim it with their chests.
Yes, they should. And the government has demonstrated it by the way their attitude towards Twitter and their claim or their instruction that Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, is that what's called, and all those other social media TikTok should register in Nigeria, you understand, before they can operate in Nigeria.
0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. You can also drop your comments on YouTube, 32FM 949 Ibadan. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. My name is ADEYANJU from UI. Let me suggest that don't be wasting your time, too much of your time discussing anything that has to do with National Assembly. Who are they making laws for in the first place? If the place, let the place collapse. In fact, as a matter of fact, it's because we don't have youth in Nigeria that are determined. We should be going to that place and be chasing them out every blessed morning. But the issue of food price, look at the short time you guys use on it. It's not about making policy for if you want to make policy for them in a state, let the lawmakers to go to farmer if they can go to farm. The next thing they are killing farmers, and in that case, what we do, we import food for the time being. They are blocking importation. So we have a government that is very careless, that is very wicked and callous, that don't care about the people. Instead of them using the money to care for the people, they have diverted 37 billion in the National Assembly. Eventually, the thing is leaking now. They are wasting your time on them. This is the most notoriously corrupt government we ever had in Nigeria. That's the best of today.
Thank you for that contribution. 0809 7000 949. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is from you. About food security scarcity. For the past 3 years, there are changes in the climatic condition. We didn't look at that. The problem we have is climatic changes, plus these elder farmer classes, and some farmers have started planting cash crops, especially cashew in Oyo North. They are not planting maize, cassava again, and yam. That's the factors. I'm not saying there's no other government factors, but the main factor is climatic changes, and the farmers change from their planting thing to another one. Have a nice time.
Thank you very much. Let's take another break, the very last break for the day. We'll be back to take more calls.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life.
Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 GB bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 GB bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Our oil sachet, 70 Naira. Only 70 Naira. I said our oil sachet now. 70 Naira. Only 70 Naira. Ogunge cooking oil now. 70 Naira. For a healthy family. 70 Naira. Ogunge cooking oil now. 70 Naira. Our oil sachet now. 70 Naira.
Our oil for a healthy family. The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 Naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol, or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí, egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe ni, ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà ti gbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù EMI1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street, Aláàfin Avenue, Olúyọ̀lé Estate, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533. Fún títà àti rírà, ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser. Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Titan Farms, Titan Rice, Nigeria. Homemade rice with good price. I don't want correct rice. Titan, when you get stone at all. Titan Rice, better rice. Make you go buy your own. Titan Rice. Oh yes, Titan Rice is a non-mashy, non-sticky, and no-stone Nigerian-made rice. Titan Rice is available for nationwide distribution. For inquiry, please call 0906 007 9714 or visit our website via www.titanfarms.org. You can also earn a fortune by investing with Titan Farms today and earn great returns on your investment. Incredible, isn't it? What are you waiting for? Visit our office today at Titan Farms House, opposite Motor Dealers Association car lot, Akala Express, off New Garage, Ibadan. Titan Rice, a product of Titan Farms. Better rice, I think you go buy your own. Titan Rice.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back. The numbers to call us 0809 7949 0705 5949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Alaja Salam from Coca-Cola. Hello?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think the doctor has done justice to the issue of the leaking roof in National Assembly. I think we have budget for maintenance of this thing. Have an issue. So, the issue of showing the leaking, people have been saying that these people want an avenue, or they're throwing some gimmicks up just to assess that, to put that at 7 billion naira. You remember it's at 7 billion naira they proposed last time. For them, because if not that, why showing all that? Because we know that already the budget has been, for maintenance of that device has been in the budget every year, and they should go and took out of that. And the doctor said, out of when they proposed at 7 billion, at the end of the day, they will approve 9 billion naira for them. That 9 billion naira, what has they done with that? These people are not ready to make life abundance for the citizens of Nigeria. Just themselves. So I think something that should be done to set the paradigm switch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Elijah 0809 7949. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Bemi. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tyler. My name is Dr. Mark. I want to quickly say something about food insecurity. You see, we already know where our problems are coming from. We have a whole lot of farmers that have left their farm to do something else. I know of a farmer who is now into micro driving because his wife was killed in the farm and he had to stop going there with his children. Now, the government know what to do. Honestly speaking, they know what to do. Why are we calling this thing farmer header clash? Has there been any case of farmers attacking any header? This has always been some hoodlums coming from nowhere attacking farmers because they want to feed their cow. So many people have left their farm to look for something else to do. I have a plantain farm that we have stopped farming 3 years ago. The two men who are managing it, I can't keep them. That has led to a lot of jobs. Even two of them are riding bike as we speak. So what I'm talking about is that government should do what is right. By government going to say cattle root gazette, is it not going to increase the problem of farmers not willing to go to the farm? The way to go is to secure farmers. And that has to come from each of the governors in their state to go after what is called mechanized farming. Declare state of emergency and let youth be engaged into farming. See, we used to have farm settlements. Let that come back. We should be able to feed ourselves as a nation, even if we cannot go into technology. Feeding ourselves should not be our problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mack. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. We Nigerians are not saying they should not rehabilitate National Assembly. What we are saying is 37 billion naira budgeted for it is too much. We need transparency and accountability. Federal government should be God-fearing. Omo Basharun Abiola Motolani, we got your message. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
We can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, it's Bayo.
All right.
Yeah, quick one. I said yesterday, you see, I'm doing those responsibilities are ashamed. Must they allow press to show that leaking when the people are mopping the floor? You see, they want to show that, okay, after all, we say we want to graduate. Now, see, this is sleeping. They don't have to use this thing to affect their reputation. Thank God it's not like that is there or the or whatever. They know what they're doing. If they are ashamed, they would not allow press to do this. They know what they're doing. Okay, like I said yesterday, somebody went there to go and put that to show the world, and they have done a big mistake. That money is too much to renovate, to do what? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Dele, good morning. Good morning. This is Ombasha.
Good morning.
Yeah, please let me quickly speak on the statement credited to Inspector General Police that the police should respect human rights. This is a welcome statement. And although I'm just appealing to the police to please honor their boss instruction by not depriving people their rights. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to you too. Hello.
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 Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Falodun.
Thank you, sir. On the issue of Twitter that they're talking about, Twitter has its own advantages and disadvantages. See, a situation where Twitter is trying to support Boko Haram, trying to support IPOP, trying to support the bandits, I don't think that one is uncalled for. To me personally, it's uncalled for. No government will open its eyes and allow somebody, organization, to destabilize its own country. So, to me personally, because Nigeria doesn't have national interest, that's the reason why we continue to condemn. Fundamental, I have limitation. I cannot go to Governor's Lodge now without being invited. I can be sued for nothing. I cannot say Mr. Tayo has this, he has done that without knowing him. He can take me to court for assassination. It has limitations. Thank you, good morning, sir.
Some would suggest his claim that Twitter is promoting various kind of terrorist organizations. Some will fault it. Some will fault it because Twitter is an open space. And the way Twitter operates is you complain when there are some infractions and they act on that. It might be a faulty way of operating, but that's their model, and in terms of Buhari statement. Well, if there are no complaints,
don't know what's going on.
Yes. I mean, it's a faulty model, I would suggest, but that does not suggest that they're actually promoting it,
All right. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Benny. Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, Dele. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, John. The way our leaders behave, it seems that we don't even have any plan for development. It seems that is our own nature. And we don't have any plan to move forward. We are discussing farmers and the headers in this very present world. It's a shame.
All right. Thank you for your submission. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. This is John Olariwaju from Adowo. One government came and allow the freedom of information, FYD. Another government is around now. They want to regulate media broadcasting. I don't know what they want to regulate again. They want to regulate the Twitter. They want to regulate the Facebook. And somebody says that they are using Twitter to cause the problem in Nigeria. But my question is this. Before this government came, we have been using Twitter. And nobody raised alarm that Twitter wants to destroy the nation. It's not only this nation they will be using the Twitter. And I never hear any nation that uses the Twitter that allege the Twitter that Twitter causing the war in their country. It's not about Twitter. It's not because they deleted the message of Mr. President. People have not raising ground as they were doing to now. It was the government of the day that's supposed to sit tight. It is the government of the day that even try to cause the problem in the country. In the situation whereby you don't want the people to talk, you don't want the people to make any comment against your government when your government is doing.
Right, we won't be able to take more calls, and we're sorry we have to terminate that because time is not our friend. Thank you so much for being part of the program today, and the program returns tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. 6 o'clock, rather. The program returns tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. Dr. Olu Ojedokun, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
My name is GBEMISOLA. SOYEMI. Good morning.
My name is DELE ADEYANJU.